My name is Miguel Antonio. I'm a UX designer. Fun fact is that I'm currently restoring the 1964 Buick Riviera. I'm going to run you through a quick brief of my project, some user research, some tools, some ideation, and then finally my prototype. This is a screenshot of the current site. We were hired to redesign the classic cars user flow. For users that are trying to save cars from what they're seeing in auctions. What's your favorite classic car? The numbers of collectors' cars in the US are roughly 5 million. Of 58% are owned by baby boomers. Those are people born from 1946 through 1964. So we start with secondary research. I started a competitive feature matrix from other websites that I thought were equal to what classics.com is doing. I included Craigslist. I did not include Google because it's too broad, but it's also a competitor. Here's a market positioning chart that we created so that we could place the current classic.com website within its blue ocean, and I kind of want to move it over to an easier navigation and kind of add more features to it that can help the user flow through the site a little bit easier. From the user research, I conducted 30 surveys and quantitative surveys and 6 qualitative interviews. And from that, we get quotes from a couple of the interviews. And this is the quote that stood out the most to me. I want to know what vehicles have high bids within 100 miles from me. Here's some tools and insights. We started with the Lean UX Canvas to kind of get what we're building and why we're building it and who we're building it for. From here, I was able to pull a hypothesis. We believe that by adding a clear value proposition up front for car enthusiasts, we will achieve increased signups and longer time spent on the site. We will know if we are correct if we have an increased weekly active users. From that research, we gathered the affinity map, which pulls kind of patterns and themes related from the information that we got from the interviews. From that, I was able to map it onto an empathy map and kind of get where those user pain points are. And I was able to create a user persona, which kind of holds everyone that is, hold on, give me a second. From that research, it pulls, the user persona kind of shows all those people that are interested in the cars. Joking here. From that research, I learned that some of the pains were they want to filter by miles, they want a clear call to action, and they don't like too much irrelevant info or too many ads. They'd like to make it easy to navigate, reduce the cognitive load. Those would be gains from that. Now I'm putting together a value proposition based on the user information and the data, and also what the business wants and the stakeholders. And use this chart to kind of see if those needs are matching. I then created a journey map of a user going through, our user, Corvette Carl, going through the website currently. And as you can see, he's having some trouble actually finding his vehicles and searching for products. From that journey map, I started to create ideations on how might we to these 3 problems that were shown here in the pain points. And I charted those into impact and effort matrix using the Moscow method and grabbed my MVP from that research. This is the current site map. This is a current mobile website and the desktop, just to show, because From the data that we got, the Google Analytics, it shows that it's pretty even in usage, but we're hoping to increase the mobile web usage. Right now, currently, the average duration on the site is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the bounce rate is at 65.97%. This is my new site map. I kind of tucked away some of the information into an account page. My user flow chart shows what the stakeholders want the users to do. The actual user flow, where it's a little bit shorter because the actual user was leaving the website sooner than we can get them to do the task. And then the bottom, my user flow kind of creates that decision making here. It makes it easier for kind of like a guided path for the user. These are my lo-fis that I tested with 5 users. I started on the whiteboard, went to a paper prototype, and we got some qualitative data of users wanting to see easier filter usage. Then I did mid-fis from that, and I tested it with 5 users. Also got some qualitative data around the information cards, that they don't want to see all that information because they could always click on it, and they would like to see the prices. I did some visual competitive analysis, a mood board to kind of get a feel for the new website. Here's my style to get buttons and kind of like the copy and the feel for the site. Here's my hi-fi prototype, and I'll run you through it here. Okay. Oh, so based on the research of having the value proposition up front, I moved some of the information around, and I kind of gave it right up front an easy search bar. Our user was having trouble finding the enter button on his keyboard. He would hit done and exit out of the site. It wouldn't give him the information he wanted. So now there's an actual call to action for him to press while he's using it. And then the website now has a couple cards telling them what this website is actually all about, what they do, search, saves, compares, and it's an easy flow from the first page. He can enter his information. This is an extra guided solution for filtering really quickly. He would like to filter through high bids and prices, so now he has that here. I created another filter option where you can go from live bids, pending bids, and sold bids, which is these 3 little lights there, pricing, and more information would be more filters. So now you have all the vehicles. You can go up and down and see them listed. You click on the vehicle, you get more information. I had to move the chart up because he found that chart was valuable to him. And I moved some of the information around and shortened up the comp section, so it's more of a sliding technique. And I would like to, next steps would be building out more of the filter options, add micro interactions, and run more tests. Thank you.